'Twas the weeks before Christmas, and all through the land the drums could be heard for practicing band. They played through the day, they played through the night. Don't let it startle you and give you a fright. Hey, maybe I should take up lyric writing. I cannot even tell you how happy I am that summer, I think, has officially started. Today was a mostly sunny day. We only had tiny drops of rain. These are so pretty. Yesterday was also mostly sunny with just a little bit of rain. The Christmas parade is going to be happening in like 2 weeks, and I can't wait. I'm excited, and I'm just really happy that it's summer and that the sun has been shining and the yard will not be squishy forever. This time of year, the transition to official dry season, we can have some rain, these beautiful clouds. This is up at the Hotel Campestre, and of course, one of my favorite creatures, the toucan. They have been coming regularly to my feeder. Of course, I'm putting out a lot of papaya, and even I'll see 2 of them together, which I thought was kind of rare, but I have been seeing 2 of them kind of frequently. Hello and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and Ramadan. Those are the only holidays I know about. I hope you are done with your Christmas shopping, have all the decorations up. This is the extent of my decorations, keeping it very minimalist. I have a interesting, I hope, idea. I've noticed that on the Facebook groups, a lot of people will put in their travel plans for Panama, and a lot of times, they have 5 days and they want to go to, Panama City, Bocas del Toro, Boquete, and Coronado. And that's just not possible. It's just not realistic to get to all those places. So in between enjoying the segments of the Christmas parade here in town in El Valle, I thought I would break up the segments into 3 different travel itineraries that I put together. And you can get a copy of this. It's a 13-page guide. There's a link, in the description below. It does, ask you to join my email list in exchange for getting the guide. I don't send out very frequent emails, so you don't have to worry about being inundated with emails. So the first trip is a 5-day, 4-night itinerary, and it's Panama City, so Casco Viejo, actually, and the Gamboa Rainforest Resort, and then Portobello. So let me just kind of tell you about the itinerary. Day 1, you arrive in Panama City, and this would be a 2-night stay in Casco Viejo. And I have some hotel recommendations, a couple of luxury options, a comfortable option, and then something that's basic. So in the afternoon is a great time to just kind of stroll around Casco Viejo. Same with like evening. There's really so much that you can see in Casco Viejo, and just kind of unwind and stretch your legs after a flight, and not feel rushed, and just kind of get to enjoy, like sit and have a refreshment and just people watch and listen to the sounds. There's some really cool birds that fly around in Casco Viejo. Take in the old Spanish architecture. In the evening, you can go to the Plaza Independencia and the Metropolitan Cathedral. I love Casa Casco. I think it's a 5-story building that has like multiple different restaurants at each level, but the rooftop is really something pretty special, and you can have a meal or just have a cocktail there. In high season, they might require reservations, but sometimes they're forgiving. You know, like if you don't have a reservation to eat, you might be able to just go up there and you know, enjoy a cocktail at sunset. So day 2 would be going to the Panama Canal, visiting the locks. There's, I put links into the schedule of the ships. Generally, the boats pass through the canal from like 7 in the morning till maybe 10:30. And sometimes there's, you know, the film that they show, sometimes it's not running, sometimes the museum's open, sometimes it's not, but it's worth kind of just going and checking out and just seeing the canal, especially when the ships are going through, because it's really kind of fascinating. And if you didn't want to do that, you could do a tour on the canal. There's plenty of, you know, tour operators that do boat tours, going to Monkey Island and then visiting like an indigenous community. On that day 2 in the afternoon, you could go to the Amador Causeway. That's a really cool stretch of road. It goes down to the Biomuseum, which you could go into the Biomuseum. It has a really great reputation. I actually haven't visited it yet, but there's also just restaurants along there, or you could, you know, rent a bike. At night, go back to, you know, freshen up at your hotel, and then just enjoy dinner and kind of nightlife around Casco Viejo. And Pedro Mandingo's Rum Bar would be a great spot if you wanted to do a rum tasting. Day 3, in the morning, you depart for Gamboa Rainforest Resort and check in there for the night. So you have one night at the Gamboa Rainforest. In the afternoon, you know, I love their pool. Their pool is amazing. And it's really cool because you're in the jungle, but you're only like an hour, not even maybe, from the city, from Panama City. So it's a nice way to just kind of decompress, be in nature, and you could enjoy, you know, the pool. You could schedule a boat tour for Gatun Lake. You could do some of the activities that the resort offers. They are a little on the pricey side, but you know, it's vacation. Sometimes you just got to splurge on things. In the afternoon, you could walk the Pipeline Trail. That's a really cool trail, easy enough to get to on Waze or Google Maps, or you could ask at the concierge desk. It seems like there's always some howler monkeys there. I walked that trail in the rain and by myself, and it was a little spooky hearing all the howler monkeys. But it's a pretty trail. I didn't go all the way to the end because it started pouring rain. At night, the Gamboa Rainforest Resort offers a complimentary night safari ride on the hotel grounds, and I would definitely recommend doing that. I didn't get to do that, but I think it would be really cool because that's when a lot of the animals really come out, is night. So day 4, you would go to Portobello, and then you would drive back to the city and spend the night in Panama City. So in the morning, you'd go to Portobello. You can visit some of the fortification sites. There's a lot of history around that area. There's stories of pirates and you know, gold, and it's also like the Afro-Caribbean culture. So it just has a different vibe and a different flavor. Literally, in the restaurants, you'll see that there's much more, you know, spice. Panamanian food can be a little bit bland, but when you add in some of that Caribbean flavor, it's really nice. So you could visit the Church of San Felipe. That's where they have the Black Christ statue learn about the history of that. I highly recommend going to Casa Congo. It's an art gallery and like cultural and education center. And if you wanted to, you could snorkel. There's some actually good snorkeling around there. So if you were going to snorkel, you might want to just do that as your activity, and maybe in the afternoon you can like be drying off and go to some of the architecture, the sites, and then the museum, the Casa Casco Museum, or I guess it's a gallery, not a museum. And then, late afternoon, drive back to Panama City. If your flight is early in the morning, I would stay at the Riad Aeropuerto Hotel or the Crown Plaza. But if your flight leaves like late afternoon the next day, stay in El Cangrejo area. That's a great spot to then just walk around the neighborhood. There's lots of restaurants and bars and people watching, and sometimes live music in the neighborhoods. So, and then that's it. Day 5 would be your departure day. So I hope that was a good itinerary suggestion, and I'll come back with the next one. I do absolutely love our small town parades. This year it had to start at a different location because a bridge that was repaired apparently wasn't repaired to the best that it should have been, and so there is a bridge that's out in town. These little ones started off the parade. They were just so cute, and lots of floats and bands, and we've been hearing band practice for months and months, and it's nice to see it all come together. Isn't this amazing with the full moon in the background? It just looks like something out of a magical fairy tale land. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in a little fairy tale land here in El Valle. I did not actually stay for the whole parade. I only was there for part of it. I was pretty tired. I had done some gardening during the day and taking advantage of that awesome sunshine. Skip ahead on this part if you don't want to hear the band, but I figured I'd just let the music play. I'm going to tell you about an itinerary for Panama that's 10 days, 9 nights. The highlights are Casco Viejo, El Valle de Anton. Gee, I wonder why I put that in there. San Carlos, Coronado, and Playa Bonita. So this itinerary is you arrive Tocumen International Airport, and I have, these hotel recommendations for Casco Viejo, strolling around, maybe have, dinner at Fonda Loque Ai. That's kind of like a modern twist on Panamanian food. Day 2 would be the Panama Canal, or doing that, a tour, boat tour. So it's kind of similar to the other itinerary that I was putting up. Same thing, kind of rooftop, enjoy like rooftop dining. La Azotea is a really good restaurant that has a nice rooftop, and just, enjoying Casco Viejo. There's often like art galleries that are open, late in Casco Viejo, and that's really nice to walk around. And then people are selling crafts and molas. I actually got a mola there. I think it was the one I got it's 2 cats. And I hadn't seen a mola that was, with cats, even though I only have 1 cat, and I've tried to have 2 cats, but that's a long story. Anyway, so that's 2 nights in Casco Viejo. And then day 3 would be coming to El Valle de Anton. It's about 2.5 hours from the city. In the afternoon, you could walk around the butterfly garden, Butterfly Haven, or the Serpentario if you want to learn about snakes, which is actually good to learn about. Our visitor center is really good. It has a great setup, and the guides are very knowledgeable. At night, I have some dinner recommendations. I also have some, hotel options, luxury, comfortable, basic, and then of course the link to my Airbnb. Day 4 would be just local activities. There's, you could do like a mineral soak. You could walk along the river. For dinner, I would splurge at the newly renovated and reopened hotel that was Los Mandarinos, is now La Compañía. It's opening in February, so I can't wait to check out the property. I've been in touch with them and asked them if I could do a video tour, and hopefully I'll be able to do that. So then day 5, you transit down to San Carlos or Coronado. This would be 2 nights in this area, and typically Airbnb is going to work best. There are a few hotels, like in San Carlos, there's a few hotels, but you can, just check out Airbnb for accommodations. Beach walk, you could take a surf lesson. For dinner, I have some, recommendations for restaurants, or, popular expat hangouts in Coronado. Day 6 also be kind of like leisurely, or you could go to Las Cajones de Chame. That's the kind of rock canyon formation with the water going through. You could take that even further and go to the Manglarito waterfalls or Las Filipinas. Or you could also go out to Punta Chame, take a drive out to Punta Chame, watch the kite surfers, collect shells and driftwood. It's great for collecting driftwood. Then on day 7, you would head out to Playa Bonita. It's about a 2-hour drive from San Carlos Coronado area, and stay at the Westin Playa Bonita, and this would be a 3-night stay. And if 3 nights is too much, obviously, you can add a night somewhere or just stick in a night somewhere. But this would definitely be like a nice splurge to stay at this resort. These days would be, enjoying the beach, the amenities of the resort, the pool, having nice meals, enjoy the spa. You could do a day trip to Taboga Island, or from Playa Bonita, you could actually go into the city and enjoy the Amador Causeway, walking around that area or renting bikes. So that would be, like your 3 days, or 3 nights actually there. And then on the morning, if your flight is later, you could do some kayaking or paddleboarding, or maybe that's the day that you stroll around Casco Viejo or do the Bio Museum. And then the 10th day would be, your flight back. All right, I'll come back with the next itinerary. This is a 15-day itinerary. Since I really don't like large crowds, this is just so perfect for me. My recent guests, Shane and Holly, said that they spent a couple days in the city, and of course they happened to find a parade, but it was crowded. They said it was just so packed, like almost to the point where you couldn't really see your feet, like when you're in the crowd and just going with the flow of the crowd. And I've had that a few times in years past and pretty much felt like I was going to have a panic attack. So small town parades are perfect for me. Look at these little drummers. Their uniforms are pretty much falling off of them, but they're just playing with such strength and determination. I just love it. I don't think we have any more big parades scheduled. Maybe there might be something for New Year's, or that might just happen in like the bigger cities. But you can definitely tell that, high season, summer, and festivities are here because music is playing and there's more people coming in town. It just has a more lively feel. If you have not been to La Ranita restaurant, this is what the Grinch float is. Here in El Valle, you definitely would want to go. Their food is consistently good, and they have schnitzel, really good schnitzel, and mashed potatoes, something that is kind of hard to find in Panama. Okay, welcome back for the last itinerary. It's 15 days, 14 nights. Highlights of this itinerary: Panama City, Bocas del Toro, Boca Chica, and Santa Fe. So let me get started telling you about this one. Day 1 is arriving and staying in the El Cangrejo neighborhood for 2 nights. Again, I have some hotel recommendations for this part of town. And at night, just, there's some restaurant recommendations, and then a pretty cool rooftop bar that I went to where you could have, a nighttime beverage. Really great view over the city. Day 2 would be a Panama Canal excursion. So that would be a good day to do like a full kind of tour, a boat tour of the canal, maybe, the museum and indigenous community. And don't have any hesitation about, visiting these indigenous communities because they're authentic. They're not like set up for just tourism. Like this is where they live, and they just invite, tourists into their community because they do amazing craft work, so basket weaving, some carving, and you can purchase some of those items in their communal area. But it's not exploiting them in any way. I know like sometimes you can be a little cautious about doing a tour like that, and no worries on that. So after that day, you could have an adventure in the escape room that's in the neighborhood of El Cangrejo. Day 3, this would be going to Bocas del Toro, where you'd have 3 nights to stay. So in the morning, you would take a flight on Flytrip, the operator from like Albrook area. Check into Isla Colón. I have a few hotel recommendations, and enjoying the beach, the pool, the sun, the sunsets. BB's on the beach is a recommendation for dinner. I have not been to Bocas del Toro, so I researched for the hotel recommendations and restaurants, but I have yet to go to Bocas or Boca Chica. I haven't been to Boca Chica, but I really want to check out Boca Chica. So, okay, so on day 4, this would be a great day for like boat touring, go snorkel, take some boat taxis or a boat tour around to the different beaches and islands. The local guides obviously know like what, the best areas are. And then on, you could, go to Bocas Town that night if you want something lively, or, enjoy some nice, chill, relaxed downtime at your hotel. The next day, day 5, you could go to an organic chocolate farm and do a workshop. And then also just, some more kind of ocean activities, beach strolling, shell collecting, snorkeling, swimming, relaxing, napping, reading a book in a hammock. Those are all awesome things to do. Day 6 would be heading out of Bocas del Toro, and you would fly to David. In David, you're going to rent a car and drive to Boquete. So that's about an hour. The flight's about an hour to David, and then driving from David, once you get a rental car, to Boquete is about an hour. So in the afternoon, you have time to just enjoy, settling in, kind of, having a snack, maybe some coffee if it doesn't keep you up at night, or some wine if it doesn't put you to sleep. Have some nice accommodation recommendations. There are some really pretty luxury stays available in the Boquete area. Day 7 would be hiking, maybe the Pipeline Trail or the Lost Waterfalls Trail. You could also visit a coffee plantation. I mean, that's kind of like the heart of a lot of, the coffee tourism that is happening in Panama. That night you could splurge if you're not staying at the restaurant. The Rock is at one of these resorts that I recommended as one of the stays. But if you're not staying there, you can actually go there for dinner and enjoy that. Day 8, you could do river rafting, you could play golf, or just stroll around town and kind of, sightsee and people watch and, have some lunch. There's a private garden that's open to the public that might be nice to check that out. Day 9, the Caldera Hot Springs, which is just outside of Boquete. That could be nice for a nice soak if you've gone for a hike the day or two before. You could also get a massage somewhere in town. And then day 10, you would be staying for 2 nights in Boca Chica. So you drive to Boca Chica from Boquete. It's about 2.5 hours, and check in to your hotel. Again, I have some, recommendations. Here's a vendor. I don't know if you can hear him. He's selling fish. This is the fishmonger. In the afternoon, you would go to the beaches or kayaking, paddleboarding, and then, having a nice dinner and just relaxing. Day 11, you could do a boat tour and snorkeling, and going around like the Gulf of Cherokee, like all the little islands around there. And then, this is really just like relaxing and toes in the sand kind of relaxation. Day 12, in the morning, you're going to drive to Santa Fe, and that's in the mountains. And that's about 3 hours from Boca Chica. So you would, check in. You could do some hiking in the Santa Fe National Park, or just stay around town. If you just want to relax and chill out, do some bird watching. Day 13, there's an orchid nursery you could go to, or maybe you've rested the day before, and now today, that day you're going to do your strenuous hike, or go enjoy some waterfalls and go for a swim. Santa Fe is also really big for horseback riding, so you could do that, if you enjoy horseback riding. And day 14, you return to Panama City. So this is a pretty big travel day. You leave from Santa Fe and drive to David to return your car, and that's about 4 hours, and then fly from David to Panama City. And if your flight, again, leaves early the next day, stay at one of those airport hotels. If your flight leaves later in the afternoon or evening the next day, you could stay in El Cangrejo or stay in Casco Viejo, or another spot that maybe you've heard about and want to check out, and then getting to the airport. So I hope you liked those itineraries. Let me know. The download link is in the description. You just click on that, enter your email, and then it automatically takes you to the document. It's a PDF, and you can download it, you can print it out, and the links in the document work, so you can check out those links to the different places that I talked about. All right, well, have a great holiday. Do you guys do New Year's resolutions? I usually pick a theme. I have not decided what my theme is going to be for 2025. Maybe in the next video, I'll share that. All right, have a good one. I'll see you next week. I just wanted to mention, for anyone who might be having a challenging time this holiday season, because that happens. I mean, I've had times where I just wanted to avoid the holidays altogether, and my holidays look very different than they used to, but I'm fine with it now. But that took some time. So just put yourself first, prioritize self-care, and say no to what does not serve your peace. It is not worth risking your peace. And maybe in the new year, your theme will be all about healthy boundaries.